I still remember that afternoon vividly. An email popped into my inbox with the subject line, "Congratulations, you've won a brand new iPhone. No purchase necessary, no registration required. Just click the link." I clicked, and I lost nearly $500, all because I didn't ask a single question. I didn't wonder if it was real. I didn't think about who sent it or why they picked me. I just saw an easy win and went for it. No hesitation, no reflection. And because I failed to ask the right question, I walked straight into a trap. One that feels all too common in the age of information overload. Making decisions without truly understanding what we're deciding. Have you ever believed something so quickly, only to realize later that it made no sense at all? Maybe it was a news headline, a social media post, or just someone's confident opinion. And you look back and think, how did I fall for that? From that mistake, I realized something important. Most of our worst decisions don't come from a lack of options. They come from asking the wrong question in the first place. 1. Ask the right question. Don't solve the wrong problem. A friend of mine, Jake, once told me, "I'm going to sign up for an MBA program. I want to make more money." I asked, "Do you actually want to study business?" He paused for a second, then said, "Not really. I just feel like I'm falling behind." Jake thought he needed a degree to succeed, but what he truly lacked wasn't education. It was confidence and a sense of direction. If he'd started by asking himself, what exactly am I trying to fix in my life? Or what does success mean to me personally? He might have chosen a completely different path. We often jump into questions like, should I try the keto diet? Should I get an iPhone or a Samsung? What kind of content should I make to go viral? But these are surface-level questions. Try going deeper. What's my real health goal? What device fits my needs and budget? Who is my audience and what do they truly need? The difference in answers is massive, and it all starts with a better question. One tool I love is the 5 whys technique. Every time you answer a question, ask why. Again, 5 times in a row. It's amazing how quickly you'll get to the real root of what you're looking for. 2. Filter the noise. Separate truth from trash. We live in a world where information is infinite, but truth is limited. There are millions of opinions, videos, blogs, and TikToks shouting for your attention, but none of that guarantees you're any closer to what's actually right. I remember the first time I looked into healthy diets. I just wanted something to give me more energy. A few hours into YouTube, I was buried in water fasts, lemon cayenne cleanses, and 7-day juice detoxes. Everything sounded kind of right, but it all pulled me away from what I actually needed. That's when I realized, we don't lack information, we lack a way to filter it. One simple tool I use is the CRAAP test. Currency. Is it up to date? Relevance. Is it related to my question? Authority. Who's giving this info? Are they credible? Accuracy. Is it backed by real data or just opinion? Purpose. Is it trying to inform me or sell me something? In fact, a 2022 study from Stanford University found that over 70% of students couldn't distinguish between a real news article and a paid advertisement. And if students, digital natives, struggle with this, imagine how often we adults fall into the same trap. And here's another trap, confirmation bias. We tend to look for what we already want to believe. If you're convinced plant-based diets are best, you'll find tons of articles that say so and ignore everything else. But that doesn't mean it's the full picture. Sometimes the noise doesn't come from others. It comes from our own outdated beliefs. 3rd, challenge your assumptions. Ask smarter questions. A lot of our thinking isn't logic, it's emotion in disguise. Something feels right, and we run with it. But feelings can be misleading, and if you never pause to question them, you could be building your choices on shaky ground. I once nearly partnered with someone in business simply because they looked professional, they were articulate, punctual, had a glossy pitch deck. Everything seemed trustworthy until everything fell apart. Their operations were a mess. I never stopped to ask, why do I believe they're reliable? And the answer was, I just felt it. No facts, no evidence. That's why I started practicing Socratic questioning, a method to dissect assumptions. What am I basing this belief on? What evidence supports or contradicts it? What if I'm wrong? Where did this belief come from? Experience or fear? Even simple decisions like responding to a prize-winning email can be reframed by asking, is this logical? Would this make sense if I didn't want it to be true? What's the risk if I'm wrong? And the truth is, most of us don't question what we believe, not because we're lazy, but because we're scared. What if the things we've trusted all along aren't true? What if we've been wrong for years? Sometimes just asking the right question is enough to save you from a bad decision. 4. Think long-term. Every choice has consequences. Critical thinking isn't just about clarity, it's about foresight, the ability to ask, then what? I once knew someone who was thrilled when gas prices dropped. They just bought a new SUV and couldn't wait to hit the road without worrying about fuel costs. But a few months later, the city faced major pollution problems. Environmental taxes rose. Driving became more expensive than ever. What looked like a win had second-order consequences they hadn't thought through. That's why I love the mental model of first-order versus second-order thinking. First order, immediate results. Second order, what happens because of those results? It's like a domino effect. Start a new job? Great. But what does it cost in time, energy, family life? Work 14-hour days? You might hit short-term goals, but burn out long before you reach your dreams. A simple habit to build is this. Ask what happens next 3 times. Go beyond the obvious. That's where wisdom lives. 5. Embrace opposing views. Not to agree, but to understand. The final, and perhaps hardest, step in critical thinking is this. Learn to listen to people you disagree with. We all love to be validated. It feels good to hear someone say, "You're right." But that comfort can keep us stuck in narrow thinking. I used to believe college was the only real path to success until I met Sarah. No degree, full-time freelancer, leading a content team, living a life of purpose and freedom, and suddenly I had to confront the idea that maybe I wasn't completely right, I wasn't wrong, but I was limited. One technique that changed everything for me was the Steelman argument. Instead of tearing down the other side, try to build the strongest possible version of their argument. When you can articulate their point of view better than they can, that's real understanding. You don't have to agree, but you'll become wiser and more human for trying to understand. Closing thoughts. Critical thinking isn't a magic gift. It's a skill, a practice, a mindset. And like any muscle, it grows when you use it. Sometimes one better question can change how you see the world. One pause before reacting can save you from a mistake. One moment of empathy towards someone you disagree with can open your mind in ways you never imagined. So if you're wondering, can I become a better thinker? Yes, and you already are right now. In a world full of noise, those who know how to think clearly have a superpower. Most people won't take the time to build it, but you can. And honestly, you must. If this resonated with you, consider sharing it with someone who's facing a tough decision. Because sometimes all it takes is one shift in perspective to change the whole path forward. And if you're ready to go deeper, in the next video, we'll break down 3 thinking traps that sabotage your decisions without you even noticing. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. And may you always find the right question.